comes in bunches of 5, you know. There are 5 food groups, there's 5 spice girls, and depending on where you are in the world, for the majority of us, there's 5 fingers on a hand.
Except from Burnley, of course.
But that's a story for another day. And today, there were 5 goals for Blackburn Rovers as we turned over Wycombe. Let's get into it. That's right, folks, back once again with another match review, this time picking apart Blackburn Rovers' absolute demolition of Wycombe Wanderers, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep your bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, world football related. We're going to all here, boys. And Owan Aruski, that's right, boys and girls. So Rovers were absolutely in tip-top form today, taking on Wycombe Wanderers at the Ewood Park. Nobody was there, of course, we're still suffering the old lockdown. Some grounds around the old EFL had around about 1,000 fans in the old stadium, but we were not lucky enough this time around. Maybe, just maybe next time, Rovers will be into consideration for getting some fans behind the scenes. Anyway, before we jump in the deep end to rip apart Blackburn Rovers against Wycombe, I want a big shout out to the 19, that's right, Patreons, boys and girls. You know who you are. Dylan Goddard, Tom Clark, William Shepherd, Daniel Mellor, Ultra Omamura, Chris Wilson, Bianca Muller, Elgin Cow, Russell Frost, John Spur, Nathan Eva, John Wiggins, Jack Holmes, Jack Wiggins even, Constable 1976, Aztec Mark Mino, Cody Gaho, Yogi Hansen, Olaji Ojo, and Arma Escaville. Respect to those guys for being Patreons for the club. We are looking for number 20. That could be you, to make it a nice crisp brown number 20. But anyway, that's, yeah, if you are interested, there is a link down below. Check it out, patreon.com/Roverseas. You could become number 20, executive VIP gang of the sporting bunch. I do appreciate the love. I do it. It does give the channel a big old boost. And I do, yeah, I do appreciate the support. I really do. Anyway, let's jump in the deep end and take a look. Of course, Blackburn Rovers 5-0 demolition of Wycombe Wanderers. This is the breakdown of the teams here. We'll take a close look at that in just a minute. But the goals were coming in thick and fast, of course. The first goal, Tyrese Nolan using his bit of magic, dancing all over the place. Left the trailing leg, no questions asked, penalty. Stone Cold, Stone Waller, and up step Adam Armstrong. The goal machine for goal number 1 for Blackburn Rovers. Today, actually, Tyrese Nolan got himself on the score sheet for the second goal, not too long after the first. So we were in cruise control, and within the first, 20 minutes? So 16 minutes for Armstrong, 20 minutes for Tyrese Nolan. And up stepped Adam Armstrong for goal number 3. We could have actually had another goal from Joe Rankin Costello. He actually hit the woodwork, I believe, in a definitely one-sided affair. Rankin Costello missing his opportunity there, but up stepped Adam Armstrong for goal number 3. It was a nicely worked breakaway goal down the left-hand side. I think Rothwell was it? He laid it on a plate for Adam Armstrong. It was a simple tap in to make it 3-0, and that was it. Game over at half time. Cruise control. We could take a step back, but Rovers did not take the foot off the gas. In fact, despite a resolute start from Wycombe Wanderers, they did show not too much endeavour going forward this time around. They actually made things worse for themselves with Darius Charles get himself sent off with a straight red. Adam Armstrong broke away as he does with electric pace. And that's the threat he brings to the club. And I get Darius Charles brings him down. Stone Waller, free kick. It was obviously it didn't really amount to much, but it amounted to him getting sent off. Then upset Big Del Boy. Yeah, that's right. Question marks remain about his future with the club. Will he stay? Will he go? Will he stay or will he go now? But we'll have to wait and see. But he popped up with a scrappy goal, and there was a tremendous celebration as well. Not as good as Tyrese's celebration as well, because he actually did some somersaults. But Tyrese did a bit of a heel kick. And then we wrapped it all up. Tremendous display, of course. Adam Armstrong getting himself a three-peat, a hat-trick, boys and girls, in a definitely one-sided affair. Quick look at the possession stats here. 69.5% possession for Rovers, 30.5% for Wycombe, 81% success rate with our passing compared to 54 for our visitors. 23 shots on the day, 9 on target. 9 for our visitors, 16 on target, just the 1 on target for Wycombe as well. They had more tackles than us, 17 to our 12. We had more aerial battles, 1 as well, 24 to their 16. And we had more corners, 12 to their 2. But yeah, ultimately, we came out on top. Of course, it was the homecoming for Gareth Ainsworth, of course, Rovers lad by birth, and a diehard supporter as well. It was on our books way back when. Never featured for us in the senior team, but of course he played a fair amount of games across the EFL. Mostly I think it was QPR, Preston, Wycombe, something like that. And yeah, he is a character. He does bring the old A game in regards to flair, leather jacket and all. And it was nice to see him. And it did actually make me feel a little bit bad when we were stonking them for 3 or 4-0. But we needs must. That for me, that showed something different for Rovers. I remember the times where we would take it easy. We weren't cutthroat enough. Whenever there was like injuries on the field, I've seen it time and time again by other clubs who just play on, and then deal with the injury later. Rovers were always pussies, and we always let the other sides get the better of us for those things. It was gamesmanship by the opposition. And we would always be the gentlemen, the gentlemen on the field, and ultimately we got found out. But today it was cutthroat. There was no time to take the foot off the gas. It was more about getting over the line and putting a benchmark down for a tremendous display. Yes, it is. People are going to say it's only Wycombe Wanderers, but to be honest with you, they got themselves in this division. They're a decent unit. They will struggle. As all League One clubs do who have got themselves promoted. But we had to do it. We had 2 really good performances that amounted to nothing prior to this, and today it was just desserts as we came out on top with a 5-goal Bobby Dazzler. Let's take a look then at some of the more stats and figures here. We had 639 touches compared to their 373, 463 passes to their 188. And as you see from this grid up here, the shot map, we are orange, they are blue, and as you can see, poor Allsop between sticks for Wycombe Wanderers. He was the busiest man, and if of course Adam Armstrong was gifted the man of the match with his hat-trick. Tyrese Nolan was very good as well, and he could have had an argument to take home that the gong as well. And also on the flip side, Allsop did a tremendous job just to keeping it 5-0. And you know what, he would probably come out of that in the best shape considering with the Wycombe players, because really Jacobson was a little threat from left back. Allsop, he was a thorn keeping Rovers at bay, because it could have been 10. It could have been 10-0, boys and girls. It was one of those performances that we needed. They don't come around very often, and I am very, very happy that we got to see it today in front of things. Here's the heat maps, boys and girls. Heat maps for you and me. Look at this. Look at the state of the heat map for Wycombe. Poor Wycombe. Pinned down. They were pinned back into their defensive third. Rovers all over the place. And I think that one of the differences for me, I think, is we'll take a look at the team. In fact, we'll take a look at the teams here. This is the start 11 for Rovers. Kaminsky between sticks. Bell at left back. Williams, Lenihan, and Ranky Costello was that right back. He's over there somewhere. There you can see him just there. Johnson, Holtby, and Rothwell in the 3-man midfield. It might not be laid out just like that, but it's roughly. And then Tyrese Dolan on the left, Armstrong down the middle, and big bad boy Brereton up top. These are my match ratings. Kaminsky got himself a 6. He was bored shitless, but he got himself his first clean sheet. So give him a round of applause for that, bad boys. Amari Bell got him 7, bombing up and down the left-hand side. Tremendous work from him today, and he was a little bit unlucky not to get more some assists or some more stats in his favour. Williams got himself a big fat 8. Again, I'm very, very happy that he's at the club. He does offer a depth at left back and centre back. Will he remain when Ayala's fit and ready to go? Who knows? To be honest with you, I don't really care. I'm just happy that we've got some defenders coming through. Darryl Lenihan with a 7. He was pretty bored as well. He was just probably doing his nails for the most of it, because he was that there was not much going on. And Ranky Costello got himself a 7. Yeah, might be a bit harsh on that one, but you know what? I don't care. Johnson got himself a 7. Again, might be a bit too generous for him today, but who cares? Holtby got himself an 8, pulling the strings. Rothwell got himself an 8 as well. Tyrese Nolan got him an 8, maybe a 9. Maybe I should give him a 9. I've given Adam Armstrong a 9 for the hat trick, really, and big bad boy Brereton with a 7. I might be a bit generous on that one as well. But ultimately, a stellar performance from Rovers, and for me, I'm impressed with that trio right there. I know usually you would have Lewis Travis in there, and if that was the case and we'd have had it might have been even more goals for us. But Holtby, I think, is a game changer. He's fitter than Stuart Downing. He offers the vision, the experience, the know-how, when to hold back a little bit, when to go forward. I think having him in the middle of the field is a blessing. We need that. We need that sort of experience alongside the vigour and the energy and the zing from Rothwell as well. And then of course you've got your defensive midfielder in today's regard. It was Bradley Johnson. So I think Rover got spot on. But of course the question is, can we do this on a cold night at Pride Park next weekend? So that's the question. If we can come out of that with something away, because when we were there last time around, we got spanked by Derby. They've not had the best season as well. I think it's going to be a good time to play them, to be honest with you. But Tyrese Dolan further forward, what on earth have we uncovered there? An absolute gem. As long as he can keep doing what he's doing, and keep delivering what he's doing. He's a bag of tricks. I think that's what we wanted Chapman to be. And I know still Chapman is a work in progress, but this guy's coming here and he's taking his opportunity with both hands, and he looks the real flipping deal. Adam Armstrong, of course, the real flipping deal as well, getting himself a hat trick, which is great. Up there, the top goal scorers at the moment with 4 goals out of 2 championship games. So tremendous for him. And of course, Big Bad Burton, he's doing the donkey work for Adam Armstrong, getting the goals and all that. And he does look a different player. I was hoping today would be the day that he gets some goals. As for the opposition, they lined it like this: also between Sticks, Jacobson, Charles, Stewart, and Grimer at the back there. Patterson and Bloomfield in the middle. Horgan down the middle there. Odinyema on the left. Wheeler on the right, and Casket up top. We'll take a look at those in just a minute. But for now, that's all I've got for you. Let's have a little listen what the gaffer's had to say. Shortly after the final whistle, take it away, Tony.
Yeah, I suppose so. I don't really manage like that. Really, I try and see a bigger picture of where we are and where we're going and what we're doing. And I hope I've been pretty consistent trying to tell you that we're trying to build a club, trying to build a team. You can't do it overnight. It's just see how long the journey lasts. Really, the end journey in my mind is the Premier League and competing at. But I know it's ups and downs and peaks and troughs. Really, good days and bad days. I think today's a good day, as we would have expected, and yet we did think. I said to them before the game, this is a dangerous game because. I know Gareth obviously is a Blackburn lad and used to sit in the Riverside, and he would have had his team really wound up, and I've seen them over pre-season and their first game. They were really difficult to play against, as we found for the first 10 minutes. Really, I don't think anybody put a pass together. The ball was in our box 20 times. It was always a dangerous game that we had to see off. I think I said to our local media, a special mention to the central defenders. Even though when you score 5 goals, just the fact they were winning headers, they were clearing the danger, they were making the first contact on the set plays was really crucial for us today. And the fact that we've got Adam Armstrong who just come out of here, a bit disappointed after the game. I don't know what he stressed to you, but he should have scored some more goals. But I think it's great really that we got the balance right. The defenders did their jobs, and yet I thought the quality of the goals in the first half were fantastic. Really, the clinical way that we could break away in the spaces and then finish. It was probably missing at Newcastle. We talked long and hard this week about the strikers having to be more clinical, and they were today. Other than we sit here a little bit disappointed we didn't score more, but I don't think Brentford will give. I think Wycombe will give teams problems this year if they're not ready for what's coming. I think they are a difficult team to play against, and they will upset a few teams. You could feel around their dugout the intensity of their support team, around every tackle, every challenge, every throw in, every corner, every refereeing decision. It was like there's real intensity to the way they play. I'd like to think they came up against a team whose intensity from the start of the season has been pretty spectacular so far, and if we can maintain it, we're going to hopefully win plenty of football matches along the way. Yeah, there's lots of aspects of football. Ideally, we'd like to be playing in the opposition half for all the game and then win the ball back high up when we lose it, and so that we don't have to run 70, 80 yards to score a goal, but we do have the capability to score counter-attacking goals as well as press high and keep the ball in their final third and try and score off 1 or 2 passes. Today was some brilliant counter-attacking goals, but that's not a plan. We don't like to invite the opposition into our half, and yet when you play against a team like Wycombe, it's very difficult to stop the ball coming in your half because they hit a lot of long passes, and so we broke away from them areas and scored some great goals today. But generally, as we've seen in the last 2 games, we've had a good domination of the ball, good possession in the opposition. We call it territory rather than possession, really, territorial advantage, and we've been pretty unlucky not to win both them first 2 games, but today, with the same processes, we managed to win against a team who wasn't in the Premier League last year, but a team who was in League One.
Meanwhile, what's been going on social media? Well, let's take a look at Twitter then, shall we? I've got a few tweets liked here at the moment. We're going to start with, where are we going to start? John Robinson. Cracking game, lads. Keep this up. Dolan is going to be a star player. Well played all. Meanwhile, Jamie, a.k.a. Lindsay and Jamie. Lots will say it's only Wycombe, and lots question the starting 11, but that is a result. Well played to all. Onwards and upwards. Time for a beer. Adam Lodge said, great performance. Well, where are we going? Exciting young team. Yes, indeed it was. Levy Hoyle said, this unreal game, play like this every week, and we're definitely up there. Meanwhile, Roy Chowdhury, he said, about time too. A much needed clean sheet. This team will score goals. Dolan look like the best free transfer since Ryan Nelson. Kudos there. With Dak still to come back, we can only get better. Come on, you Rovers, he says. David Bannister said this. What's impressed me the most is that I've watched 4 games this season and not one bad performance to date. We will have bad days, but I definitely think we will win more than we lose this year. Yes. Meanwhile, Bertie Port said this. Great performance by every single Rovers player. We look so much better when not trying to shoehorn players in playing strikers out of position like the end of last season. Well, that's been a case for a long time. What else we got going on here? BRFCS.com said, fuck off, Derrick. Meanwhile, Alex Crow said, livid, should have been 6. Mowbray out. It's a bit of tongue-in-cheek, that bad boy. Of course, a recover right compression. The old sponsors for Rovers, very, very happy with Rovers' performance today. Meanwhile, Mikey Delap said this, Tyrus Dolan had to leave PNE because they didn't have a youth team. You're telling me this chap isn't good enough for their first team? Their loss, our game. Emma Rose said this. Who hopes Dolan sticks a few past Preston this season? I bloody well do. Jordan Bowe said this. Yeah, Dolan scores now. Imagine this lad in the same team as Dacarino and Sacramento official BRFC support says, is Gareth Ainsworth on his way home from a night out rocking the leather jacket? There were some other words in there. Meanwhile. Harry Chapman was on the old Twitter as well. Great performance from the boys today. Congrats, Tyrus Dolan, on your first pro goal, and Adam Armstrong on the hat-trick. And there is a quick heat map of the older Dolan today. Absolutely ripping it up large. Rosina said this. How do you celebrate your first senior goal? Of course, he did some backflips. Make sure you check out the highlights. Of course, Bradley Dack says, he's talking about something else. I don't give a shit what he's talking about there. But of course, Bradley Dack, we love you. We love you. Yes, indeed. Anyway, that's pretty much the deal out at Ewood Park. What else went on out in the Championship today? Well, it started all off actually on Friday. Commentary. 3-2 winners in a 5-goal thriller. Not their 5-goal thriller, but their 5-goal thriller. 3-2 winners over QPR. Good result for them, bad boys. What's going on with Nottingham Forest losing 2-0 at home to Cardiff? Goodness gracious me. Brentford bounced back with a 3-0 win over Huddersfield. Middlesbrough and Bournemouth took down to a 1-1 draw. Bournemouth up for it. Are they up for it? Reading a 2-0 winners. I think they go top of the table with that one over Barnsley. Of course, the game of the weekend was here at Ewood Park. 5-0 winners over Wycombe. Rotherham lost to Millwall. 1-0 winners away from home. Sheffield Wednesday and Watford duked out to a 0-0 draw. Luton Town upset Derby. 2-1 winners at Kenilworth Road. It was all square between Norwich and Preston. Down at Carrow Road was a 4-goal Bobby Dazzler 2-2. And Swansea and Birmingham duked out to a 0-0 draw. And Stoke take on Bristol City tomorrow in a thriller. The Potters, or whatever they call it, the Bet 365. Here is your table at the moment. Reading and Luton flying high. They go into the Premier League as it stands. Into the playoffs, we have Bournemouth, Norwich, Swansea and Birmingham in the top 6. Rovers are just 3 points off the top, boys and girls. Mark your calendars. Down the foot of the table is Sheffield Wednesday going down. -8 points on the top. Wycombe and Nottingham Forest going down as it stands. Next week, of course, it will kick off on Friday. Huddersfield Town taking on Nottingham Forest. That'll be on the Friday game. Then Wycombe take on Swansea in the early kick-off at Adams Park. Then Barnsley taking on Coventry. Preston taking on Stoke. Derby against Blackburn Rovers. That's the game of the weekend. Next weekend, Watford taking on Luton Town, who could not go down. They might go up. Birmingham against Rotherham. Millwall against Brentford. Cardiff City against Reading. QPR against Middlesbrough. Into Sunday, we have Bristol City taking on Swansea City, Sheffield Wednesday, and Bournemouth taking on Norwich. That last year would have been a Premier League game, boys and girls. And that, my friends, is all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. If you are new, bang the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, World Football related. We can all hear, boys, under one roof. Again, if you want to support the channel in another way, you could become a patron, number 20. That's what we're looking for, which is 4 times 5. Just throwing in another 5 there. And of course, you can also check me out on Twitter and Twitch and all that kind of good stuff in the old comment section down below. So make sure to check that out. So going forward, hopefully next week when I do the match preview for the Derby game, I'll have the backdrop up live and kicking so it'll look nice and crisp and new and fandangly, and maybe some new look graphics and everything. I've been trying to incorporate it, but it's been a little bit stop-start at the moment. I've been very, very busy with all the leagues, with work. I'm also doing some professional development, taking up some graduate studies, which has got me very, very stumped. It's hard work. Yes, I'm trying to better myself a little bit. And I might go live next week, not with the prediction shows, but with maybe a live watch along for the Rovers Derby Rovers game. I might have that, and it will be hopefully on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, boys and girls. I don't know, I haven't figured it all out yet. But that's the plan. So hopefully we'll do a live watch along next week. I will let you know in the preview for this bad boy. But that, my friends, is all I've got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If it did, I'll see you all very, very soon. Until then, come on, Rovers. In fact, one more thing. I want a big shout out to, of course, Gareth Ainsworth, local lad. It did hurt me watching you, on the receiving end of a bit of a spanking. But I do hope. This isn't the end. I'd like to see. Of course, we're going to see you at Adams Park, but maybe, just maybe, you are the manager in waiting for Blackburn Rovers, because of course that would be a dream come true for you, and it would be a dream come true for us, having a local lad pulling the strings one day. But right now, it's Mowbray's boys and girls. Gareth Ainsworth, focus on the matter in hand, and that is getting your Wycombe boys up that ladder. Until then, although, I'll see you all very, very soon. I'm out.